Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to a new video right here on Zcash. We're going to do a full update. We will focus mostly on the technicals. I mean, this is something I focus on the technicals with Zcash, like in all of my Zcash videos. I do want to stress that I think the idea behind Zcash and these privacy coins is very interesting as well. And I definitely take it into account when I'm analyzing this and when I'm talking about the potential it can have in terms of moves, right? And at the moment, there are still huge advocates for Zcash, although we have fallen down a lot in the past 2 months. There's still huge advocates on X pushing it, so that is certainly still helping. And that certainly also does matter, especially when it's of the magnitude of the accounts and the names that are pushing Zcash. But in my videos, I try to focus on the technicals. I try to focus on what we see. And I personally also do believe that everything that's going on behind the screens in terms of the fundamentals, etc., is priced in. You will see that in the price. So having said that, let's talk about it. We've had a couple of bearish days since last week Thursday, I think. No, last week Friday, when we fell back into the range. You can see we dropped back into the range. We had no significant reaction back then at the point of control, which was sitting a bit higher. So I told you it's likely to assume that we are going to drop down to the bottom of the range right here at back then. That was, what was it? Let me quickly see that. Down towards 325, which we did. I mean, ultimately we tapped the value area low right here at 327 because the value area, of course, shifts when we get more volume into the price. I would have loved to move into 300 and 280. That's always what I've said in my Zcash videos. Like, that is, I think, the main opportunity. But as it stands right now, Zcash is gaining a lot of momentum and it has broken out above the value area, right? The value area high was sitting at 370. You can also see historically 370, 375 is a very respected key level right here, both as resistance and as support. And we've broken above that. So with that, Zcash objectively broke out, but now the question is, okay, is it a real breakout? Can we expect a rally up higher? And I say this with you know, I do want to stress that there's quite a lot of risk behind this move, but it does look most likely. And I'll tell you why. First of all, Zcash fundamentally is still very hyped, like I said, so that matters. Second of all, we hit a significant support level still at the yearly rolling VWAP. Like, we have already hit that level, right? So we can reasonably expect that we are still, you know, gaining the effects from that. And then outside of that, if you look at the order flow, I cannot be anything but bullish. Since Saturday evening, we have seen shorts getting out of the price. Okay, and you can see that the price is reacting to that. Okay, the price was making higher lows as well. So that means that there was no passive spot selling going on. You have the price going off. You have the CVD going up. You initially have shorts coming out, a lot of shorts, and then you have new longs coming in. That is the ideal scenario. And then technically we have broken out. Okay, so shorts have been closed. New longs are opened. The one thing, and why I do want to stress that this is a risky move, is the fact that that is all great. But then when you take a look at the spot volume, which you can see down here, it's trading view volume, so it's not perfect. But you can see the spot volume is low. Okay, so that means that if I take all of that into account, I would say, first of all, we're forming some imbalances, so definitely do expect spikes down. It's always a possibility. But second of all, I think it's good enough to get a move up higher. I think it's good enough to break above the 90-day rolling VWAP. Perhaps not today, but this week. And I think it's good enough to rally into the 400s again, into 430, maybe 440. However, I don't think this is the basis for a new uptrend. Okay, an uptrend like we saw, for example, let's say here at the end of October. At the end of October, we found strong resistance, but then we started a new uptrend. I don't think that is what's happening. I think it's real bullish momentum. I think it's a real breakout, although you should be prepared for those pullbacks with those imbalances to the downside. But I think the upside is limited. I think the upside is capped at some imbalances and strong resistance levels to the upside. I'll keep you updated on this. But that's what I think for now. Very interesting coin nonetheless to trade. It's actually very, it very much respects the things you wanted to respect. But those are my thoughts for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, everybody, and take care. Bye.